I know you're gonna dig this.
Now tell me, Mr. Trotmans, how did you become aware of the Funk Center?
Let's see. I guess I can go first. You know, I like to start off interviews.
Since
but
you're the
anyway,
youngest.
yes, that's right. I'm the youngest. Let's see. Actually, David Webb. Okay, David. You know, he's a friend of ours. We've known David throughout the years, throughout the decades. You know, we had somewhat of a relationship. And he, you know, we did a few things together here, I guess over the past year, and he just started to bring it up, and he started to send me emails. And then basically he asked me about, how many times? 400 times? Maybe 500 times. So now I know about it. I learned about it through David Webb and his non-exhaustive efforts.
Very well put. I learned about the museum from the efforts of David Webb. I mean, as my brother said, he called and emailed us a few times.
Yes.
And then he invited me to look at some things, and I tell you, I just pushed him away. And then finally, I took a look at him, and I found out that what he was doing with the kids and the effort he was putting forth to make sure that kids had instruments, and for all of the work they do that he does in the community, and how he making everybody aware of where the funk music, if you will, started. Looking back on what we heard, and from the music we heard, speaking for me, from the music that I heard when I was a kid, and the way the artists played it when I was a kid, from the artists, from James Brown, from the Players, from, hey man, come on man, Slave, from Lakeside, and all those guys. I'm saying it now, and I'm saying it on record. Yes, Diamond, you're older than me.
Yes.
Yes, Fred from Lakeside, you're older than me. Yes, all you guys are Slave. The horn players are still. Yes, y'all much older than me. And
Yes.
I was walking around listening to you guys, little bitty guy, when I couldn't even walk or talk, listening to y'all. But it came from. Seriously, it came from the stuff that we heard when we were kids, and what we were doing was emulating all of the guys who were so-called, I mean, if you will, stars, and we wanted to be like them.
Les said it. I mean, I was a little boy before. I'm talking about very small, and Lester and Roger, they had a band then, but they emulated. Let's see, who was it? Robert Ward. And
right.
Before they were the Players, they were called the Ohio Untouchables. I'm talking about all of the Reed brothers. They're from here.
That's
you know,
right.
that's going.
Morocco's. That's
yeah,
right.
the Morocco. We going
right.
back to the 50s
on.
and the early 60s. Then there's James Brown and on and on and on. Just from this era, man. Just from this area.
From this area.
We right in the middle, man. We got it from Detroit, we got it from the Motown, we got it from Memphis, we got it from the East Coast, from the West Coast, all coming down to the center.
Yeah,
best I can tell you.
Crossroads, right here.
Exactly, and having, adding on what Zapp says, having a daggone pivot point or a mothership, if you will, WDAO.
Yes.
So, you know, with all of the records that came
exactly
in, James
right.
Brown coming in, the Isleys coming in, George Clinton coming in, all these groups coming in, and it was a vein right to us, man. And we kids are going to emulate what they see and hear, beginning, middle, and end. They gonna do what they hear and see.
So why hasn't this been celebrated years ago? Meaning, you know, the funk genre in general. And why is it taking so long? Or are we just passive here in the city of Dayton to recognize it? What do you think?
I don't think that we're passive by no means. It's just like a boy turning into a man. Nothing happens instantly. God didn't want it that way. You know, it takes time. And you take a brick of coal and you put it under pressure and give it pressure and time, and then it grows into a diamond. So this is just we're just a diamond in the rough. This is just a diamond in the rough. So, you know, the word to get out. And we had the help of the internet. We have the help of TV shows like this. We have the help of Dr. Turk Logan show, and we have the help of people like David Webb, who is, as Terry said, tireless efforts. Yes. So, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
That's right.
Now, I don't think a lot of our viewers are aware of this. You know, we know about it here in the city of Dayton.
Okay.
But you just called your little brother the name of the group.
No.
How'd you come up with the word Zapp?
The
name Zapp. Why do you call him Zapp?
Listen, David and DATV and Mr. Ross. Oh, and especially Dr. Logan are going to have to pay me triple what they paying me for me to give you that answer. Which basically, and in math, you know that 3 times 0 is 0, right? Okay, go ahead. We're going to tell them the truth, or we're going to give them the Hollywood. Which one, man? No, don't tell him. He's too anxious to know.
I told you, David, you wasn't going to like the answer. No, I'm going to give you both. I'm going to give you the Hollywood. The Hollywood, everybody would say, well, wow, that's a great name. And I know you got that name because of Zapp and Pazal and blah, blah. No. The name, that was his nickname from when we were kids, when he could barely talk, okay? And I won't bore you with the details, but he could barely talk. And we gave him the nickname, and that was the name that we called him constantly. Mm-hmm. And when we finished our project, we finished our first album in Detroit, George came to us. We was just talking, and he said, "Hey, I'm turning the record in. We're turning the record in next week,
all right,
and we're gonna need a name for the group." I said, "Well, you know, we got a name, Roger the Human Body." He said, "Well, no, you got to have something, you got to have a flashy name like, Parliament. It's got to be one name, Parliament. Like you got to have a futuristic name like Midnight Star, Atlantic Star. You got Funkadelic. You got these names, man. With these big polished names, big shiny names. And then while George and Bootsy were talking to us, Zapp was always the youngest around, and his job was to go get the tapes, go get the keys to the car, go get me a cup of coffee. That was his name, because we were recording back then, and he was a younger brother.
So I had to that's how I got good, man. I had to go get stuff. That was my gig.
Why George, pretty much. While George was talking to us, like we're doing now, we say, hey, Zapp, go get this. Man, Zapp, go get that. And George is a very, very, very smart man and very witty. Anybody ever met him, they know that he's a witty guy. He's on point still to this day.
That's right.
And then while we was talking, George's eyes was doing like yours is doing now, G. And he said, "That's it." We was like, "What?" He said, "That's it. That's the name. Zapp. That's it. Zapp is the name." So that's how we came up with the name Zapp.
What's your fondest memory of being Zapp?
One of the fondest memories was hearing the record for the first time. That's most anybody who has hits, they're gonna feel that, and they're gonna remember that. So that's one, and the other one was probably playing Carnegie Hall. We did it with what's the guy, the OJ's son, what's his name?
Gerald.
With Gerald Levert, man.
Wow.
And that was one of my most fond memories, playing someplace like that.
Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, that's
pretty big.
Probably the greatest, one of the greatest was, after we signed, the record came out, and it wasn't out long, and the record was a hit. It went up the charts very high.
Up the charts.
So we got our very, very, very first major tour was with the Commodores, and our very, very first show in a major arena was in Ames, Iowa, and the place was packed. So when we went out there on the set, just that response, man, or I should say not the response, because the response was good, but it was just seeing that many lights, that many people, stage that big. That was amazing. That was great for me.
Yeah.
And the second one, or another one for me, was when we played in Dayton, Ohio, the very first time that we played at UD Arena. And when we, Yeah, we went into. We were touring. It wasn't. I don't know if it was Commodores. Was it Commodores or was it
Charlie?
Was it the Gap Band?
Charlie.
No,
yeah.
because we do it with the Commodores.
We did UD with the Gap Band.
We did the UD. Then it was the Gap Band.
And a couple other ones.
And when we went into,
we were all there.
The very first time that I played that arena, and we went into So Rough, and the response to people, you know, was like pandemonium. It was like the Beatles, man. You know, it's like Barack walking out. You know,
Just like.
I'm sorry.
Just like the Beatles. I
Yeah,
mean,
he said he was there.
I was there.
So
I know.
that was probably, man, playing Dayton. Dayton in front of the home crowd. That was amazing to me, man. Amazing to me. Oh, one more. And we played at UCLA and I met the Jacksons. They came, Muhammad Ali and the Jacksons. They came to our dressing room.
Yeah, they did.
It's like, man, that was big.
Why does the Funk Music Hall of Fame and Exhibition Center belong in Dayton, Ohio?
Well, if the audience is listening, if the audience has any kind of concept in their minds, then they would know at this point. Unless you're going to start the interview with this. What is Dayton? Where do you want me to start? Let's see. James Brown, Isley Brothers. Who else? Zapp, Slave, the Ohio Players. And then I learned this today, ladies and gentlemen, that the per capita, we had more gold records from this area, gold and platinum reps, than any other area in the world.
In the world.
Now, that should be why it belongs to Dayton.
I'm gonna go. Okay, Howard Hewitt,
Oh boy.
I forgot about him.
the Levert,
Levert.
OJ's.
And,
I just thought, you know, we
can keep
move
going.
on.
We can
huh?
keep going.
Oh yeah, the
Okay,
Daz
yeah,
band,
okay,
they from
yeah,
over there.
Right, the Daz band.
Right. We didn't
Yeah,
say Heat
Kingman
Wave.
Daz.
Daz band, Heat Wave.
Heat Wave. We can keep
Yo,
going.
we didn't say Heat Wave? Oh, I thought it was
this is
Heat
my
Wave.
turn. I'm not.
Okay, I'm quiet. I'm quiet.
Heat Wave. Hey, so I mean, the answer to your question is so many groups in this from this area, or I should say from the state of Ohio, not even the tri-state, from the state of Ohio.
State.
Right,
I'm not
just
going
in
to
Ohio.
even. I ain't going to even branch off to even say going up to Cleveland. I'm gonna just keep it down here in 3 or 4 counties. It is so many groups is from this area, man. It's
amazing.
It really is amazing.
Nancy
Deal,
that-
Babyface,
Deal,
I forgot
right.
about
Hey, man,
that.
there
They
you
from
go.
Indianapolis.
It was. The deal was that's Cincinnati.
Well, yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Remember,
so,
man,
hey,
Babyface, he
Hey.
would come and watch us when we were Roger the Human Body.
Hey, man.
He would come to the show and just hang out, just
So-
kick it with us, just to
so-
be kicking it with us in Indianapolis.
So-
at, what was it, Fort Ben Harris?
Benjamin
Army.
Harrison.
Benjamin
Harris.
Fort
Harrison.
Ben.
Yeah, Fort Ben Harris.
Benjamin Harris.
Yeah, Benjamin Harris.
Yes.
Is that right? Harrison, that's
Fort
right.
Benjamin, right over there. And then he would come to the shows
Benjamin,
and just,
Fort Benjamin.
hey, man, I love what y'all do. You want to go get something to eat? I'll ride you. Am I lying? Let's.
Right.
A little
cool.
bit.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, yeah,
But
Okay, go
to
ahead.
answer,
No.
Go ahead.
To answer the question is because of the things that my brother and I was talking about, and
Yeah,
what
that's
we've
right.
been talking about all afternoon is there's so many groups from this area that it really does. It would really be an honor, and it really would be it'd be a very, very nice thing because there's so many of us from this area, just so many of us, and. Hey man, it's a beautiful thing.
We already have you guys' room mapped out anyway, so you will have
You
it
do?
come off.
We gonna have a
Oh,
room?
Yeah.
Zapp will be in the
thank you.
front of the museum. It's a done deal. I mean, we've already
What's up?
started laying that kind of stuff out. So
All right.
on how
Well,
we want people to come through
that's
and,
what's
and
up. And-
visit what you've done and listen to and see what we know and grew up with. I mean,
And well, not to cut you off, man, but Lester and I and my family, we insist that we put Roger at the center of it.
Always.